In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix competing sounds in your music. This is something that I struggle with when putting a song together, particularly when I start layering instruments. It sometimes just ends up a muddy mess. So today, I'll share 5 tips to take your mix from this to this. Same song, same layer of instruments, just mixed differently. Did you hear how much clearer every instrument is? How much punchier and professional it sounds? If you're new around here, I'm Sanjay. I've got lots of videos about music gear and production tutorials on my channel. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. I always bring you useful tips and help you find the best music gear for your needs. All right, first tip, start with the right palette of sounds to begin with. I usually start with 4 tracks that cover a good spectrum of frequencies. A bass guitar or synth bass sound covers the low frequencies, a warm pad or strings cover the middle frequencies and fills in some space with chords. A bell, pluck, guitar, or piano short sounds will cover the melody and usually at a higher frequency. Drums cover a wide frequency on their own, kick covers low, snare covers mids, and hi-hats and cymbals cover the highs. Notice that these sounds don't compete with each other. Think of a simple band you see on stage. Maybe a rock band has a bass guitar, rhythm guitar, a drummer, and a lead vocalist. You may also have a lead guitarist who just adds some accompanying melodies. All these sounds spread frequencies and textures across the full spectrum and are complementary. The same goes for your arrangement when you create music on your computer. I think picking the right sounds is a great foundation, but there's more. Next, let's address arrangement. In the song we're looking at, I've arranged when and how these instruments play to complement each other. You may already have all the instruments in the song you're working on right now, the right ingredients for your song, but you may need to add the right ingredients at the right times and in the right quantities. This is quite literally mixing. Let's go back to the before and after I had you listen to early in the video. To fix the arrangement, I changed the bass line. You'll see in the original mix, the bass line is playing at the same time as the kick. Nothing wrong with that, and it may work for your song, but not for this song. I moved over the bass notes so that they hit after the kick, in a question and answer rhythm, kick, then bass. These separated it well and actually created a nice rhythm. You can also change chords, move when chords happen or when melodies happen. Listen to the breakdown portion of the song. I alternate between the piano melody and the vocal chops so that they don't conflict with each other. You hear a vocal chop, then a little of the piano melody. Listen. You can do the same if you're singing in your song. Fill in the space with a complementary melody from another instrument. Now here's the thing. Don't think that you have to fill every space. Leave some room for your listeners' ears to reset before the next interesting portion of the song. Listen to this part of the song before I reintroduce the piano melody. I let the music kind of settle down. I also panned the sounds to give them more separation, which helps sounds from overlapping as well. By the way, if you're learning something, remember to hit the like button and leave a comment below to let me know what you'd like to learn next, or what mixing problem you really need help with. And keep watching because I've got the most important tip coming up soon. Okay, third tip is to get your sounds in the right frequency ranges. The easy way to do this is to adjust EQ. I'll show you how I EQ'd or filtered out some frequencies in a sec. But first, I made a big decision in this song. I raised the octave of the guitars, and this had a major impact on the sound. Here's the before and after. EQing the guitars this way has now separated them from the piano, the strings, and the pad. This puts the guitars in a whole new frequency range and fixed a major problem in the mix. Here are a few more EQ changes I made to the synth, kick, and snare drums. By the way, if you're interested in the sounds I use for this track, I go through the whole thing instrument by instrument in a video here. The fourth tip is to use tools like plugins to help you avoid these issues. Track Spacer is an amazing tool that helps you do this. Here's how it works. First, identify the two sounds that may be overlapping each other. Then think of which one should get quiet to make room for the more important part. Between a kick and a bass guitar, I would give the kick preference and insert Track Spacer on the bass guitar track to lower the bass guitar when the kick drum hits. In my song, I inserted Track Spacer on the strings track to lower the strings volume every time the guitar plays. You can also do the same thing with sidechaining, a technique I've described in a video here. Still, Track Spacer is an excellent plugin. You should really take a look at it. The final tip is super important, so don't underestimate it. It's listening and learning from other professionally produced tracks. This may be the most important and powerful tip here. Listen to learn and apply what you hear immediately to your songs. Open a song that you love and listen to what mixing choices were made in that song. What instruments or sounds were chosen? How are they panned, either left or right or center? Do you hear arrangement changes? Two instruments in a question-answer duet. Listen and then immediately apply it to your own music to hear the difference. It might work for your track, but even more importantly, you'll learn techniques that you may have never tried before. Hey, these are just a few tips to help your mix. If you've got some of your own tips, leave them in the comments below, or let me know which of my tips helped you out the most. Thanks for watching, and keep making the music you love. I'll see you on Saturday for the latest in the music gear news world. See ya.